Minister Josephine Teo.
Mr. Deputy Chairman, I will focus on the Home Team's efforts to use science and technology to safeguard Singapore. The Home Team is in the midst of an ambitious multi-year effort to transform itself to remain effective and capable. Members would be familiar with the challenges confronting the Home Team. The terrorist threat remains high, while ISIS has lost most of its territory in the Middle East. It remains a potent threat, inciting attacks in our part of the world. We continue to see cases of self-radicalization in Singapore. Crime has also evolved. Criminals are employing more sophisticated tactics with the help of technology. We see this in the rise of cybercrime and online scams. The workload of the Home Team has continued to increase, and public expectations are rising. To cope with these challenges, simply increasing manpower is neither sustainable nor effective. The way forward is for the Home Team to change the way we do things. Technology is key. Ms. Jessica Tan pointed out, rightly, technology will enable us to be effective even in the face of manpower constraints. One good example is at our checkpoints. Our borders are Singapore's first line of defense against security threats. In 2018, we saw more than 212 million travelers and 10 million consignments, containers and parcels cross our checkpoints. So people, 212 million, staff, 10 million. Protecting our borders is no easy feat and will only get more challenging. By 2025, we expect cross-border traveller and cargo volumes to increase by around 40% and 70% respectively. So we need to rely on technology to meet these challenges. One way to do so is through biometrics technology. ICA will implement the Bioscreen Multimodal Biometrics System, or Bioscreen MMBS, across our checkpoints later this year. This system will allow ICA to use a combination of any of the three biometric identifiers, namely iris, facial and fingerprints, for immigration clearance. This paves the way for a more efficient and secure immigration clearance process. Bioscreen MMBS will provide our officers with a more dynamic tool to accurately identify travellers, especially those who could be of security interest. It will also allow ICA to build a robust biometrics database comprising the face, fingerprints and iris of every individual who crosses our borders for post-incident investigation. Technology is critical not only to combating threats at our borders but also inland. I will highlight a few key areas. The first is in the detection, sense-making and surveillance capabilities. From major security incidents abroad, we know that a strong, immediate and coordinated response is key to saving lives, neutralizing threats and restoring order. This is where technology matters. We have invested heavily in surveillance, command and control and sense-making capabilities. Today, our Police Operations Command Center uses real-time video feeds and data to enhance incident response. Already, our installation of police cameras, or POCAM, in public areas has effectively deterred crime. Since 2012, POCAM and our enforcement efforts have driven down property damage cases due to unlicensed moneylending harassment by over 80%. Surveillance capability is also critical for identifying and apprehending terrorists. The FBI used surveillance footage to identify the perpetrators of the Boston Marathon bombing. Photos of the suspects were released within days of the bombing to help the public locate them. We have plans to further strengthen our detection, tracking and sense-making capabilities. Video analytics will allow the home team to rapidly track down criminals and terrorists. Joint operational dashboards and common situation pictures will enable us to deliver more coordinated responses to incidents. The second area is forensics. Technology can also improve our forensics methods. For example, police are exploring the digitization of forensic data and building intelligence into forensic systems to improve their sense-making and analytical prowess. Digital forensic laboratories will enhance our ability to extract evidence from digital devices. These capabilities will go a long way in enabling the home team to rapidly generate leads and to apprehend the offenders. The third area is in robotics and unmanned systems. We will continue to strengthen and augment our physical force and presence using robotics and unmanned systems. SPF and SEDF are already doing so. Unmanned aerial vehicles give ground commanders a bird's-eye view of the operating terrain, enhances their situational awareness. Robots can help firefighters tackle large-scale fires more effectively and safely. Robots and UAVs will eventually be able to carry out even more complex tasks autonomously. They will play a greater role in surveillance, search and rescue operations, and in dealing with hazardous materials. The fourth area is in building a dedicated science and technology agency for the home team to augment and maintain the home team's operational edge. Mr. Chairman and members, I have spoken about some of the important capabilities that support the home team's current operations that help to keep security threats at bay. But we know that heading into a future where science and technology will play a bigger part, we have to up the game in order to keep Singaporeans and Singapore safe. MHA has thus far partnered other government agencies such as GovTech, DSTA and DSO, as well as industry partners like ST Engineering and Singtel to develop these capabilities. We are currently ramping up our collaboration and partnership with these and other partners. For example, MHA will work with GovTech more closely in the area of ICT and digital services. And DSTA will help MHA to develop future command and control systems and new marine platforms. But as we look to further leverage technology, we will need to set up a dedicated agency to further develop the home team's science and technology capabilities. And why is a dedicated agency going to be able to do that better? First, many of the capabilities I have spoken about, such as forensics, biometrics and surveillance, will become increasingly critical to safeguarding Singapore. And we must stay ahead in these areas. Second, many of these capabilities are unique to the home team, reflecting our distinct operational context and mission requirements. Like other countries which have dedicated technical agencies for homeland security, the home team needs to strengthen our core team of scientists and engineers. Third, a dedicated agency will boost the joint home team approach with capabilities developed and shared across departments. Lastly, centralizing science and technology talent that is today distributed across the different home team departments will better support career development for the officers, which in turn deepens organizational capabilities. Ultimately, to combat fast evolving security threats and to safeguard Singapore, the home team must possess deep in-house capabilities and expertise to build mission-critical abilities in a responsive manner. Ms. Jessica Tan, Mr. Christopher D'Souza, Mr. Gan Thiam Poh, and Mr. Loh Tia Kiang asked about our plans for and the role of the new agency. We intend to table a bill in Parliament to establish a home team science and technology agency as a statutory board under the Ministry of Home Affairs. It will be responsible for developing and sustaining capabilities to support home team departments. To achieve this, the agency will conduct applied research and develop new systems to be deployed in the Home Team's various operations. The agency will help to direct our investments in capability development, which will more than double from $979 million in FY 2019 to $1.9 billion in FY 2025. For the scientists and engineers of this new agency, technical expertise is necessary but not sufficient. They must also have a deep understanding of the Home Team's unique operational needs in order to apply and integrate effective solutions and to work alongside Home Team officers. They will be part of the Home Team so that we can build capabilities in a timely and responsive manner. The new agency will not duplicate efforts, but will continue to tap on existing whole-of-government centres of expertise, such as forensics that already reside within the Health Sciences Authority. We are looking to establish the agency by the end of the year and will provide more details in due course. And I look forward to debate in Parliament. I welcome members' views and contributions when we table the bill. Mr. Low Teow Kiang asked an important question about data security. This is, of course, an issue that is very much on our minds, especially as the use of technology and data becomes more prevalent across the Home Team. Today, there are already strict guidelines on how data is collected, assessed, accessed, stored, and protected in the Home Team. For example, sensitive data can only be accessed by authorized officers who have a legitimate purpose for doing so. There are also systems in place that help to track and monitor what data was accessed or modified by whom, to guard against abuse and to ensure that data collected is authentic and secure. So there is a trail. You can find out who made what modifications. Where any citizen suspects that his personal data has been misused by any Home Team department, he should approach my ministry or GovTech, and action will be taken to investigate, to find out, and if something was done, to take disciplinary action. Anyone found abusing data for unauthorized use will be severely dealt with under the law. So our surveillance and data collection capabilities serve no other purpose than to allow us to better safeguard Singapore and Singaporeans. MHA takes its responsibility as custodians of the data it collects very seriously. We, of all agencies, understand that any data abuse, breach or leak can severely compromise public trust. Mr. Chairman, if you will allow me, I would like to conclude in Mandarin. 副议长先生，未来几年，科学与科技将为维护新加坡的安全与治安扮演着举足轻重的角色。内政团队必须未雨绸缪，为日益严峻的安全与治安威胁做好准备。因此，内政团队必须善用科技与科学，以应对未来的安全与治安挑战。新成立的科技局将为内政团队提供所需的专业技能。内政团队将认真履行使命，建立起有效的科技功能，全力维护我国的安全与治安。Thank you.